Copyright questions. I had a funny question, but this is, this is what we do, and this is what a lot of people who don't have information are up against. I got a call. It was literally this week, and it was like a reference question, almost because the guy knew I was coming here to talk to you, and it's a summer music festival, and they said the guy who was calling me was not a musician, but was just like someone on the board who said, can you find out about this? And he said, we've got this music, and we have everything we need, but we need extra copies for all the kids who come in. Are we allowed to make copies? And I said, well, it depends. If it's under copyright, no, you can't, unless you have permission from the copyright holder. Well, what's that mean? Okay, look at the bottom of the first page. Is there a copyright notice? If it's 1922 or before, so I started talking about public domain and telling him about this. Well, what if we only use it and then we're going to throw him out? Well, I'm not going to tell the guy he can break the law. I'm going to say, this is what the law says. If you do this and it's under copyright, you're breaking the law. Yeah, but what if because there's so many, we have hundreds of kids coming, and it would be, it would be a lot of money. And I don't want to tell them that's an interesting problem. It's not my problem. But, so I talk him through it, and I try to give him an idea of what the copyright law is, and how he can help himself. I said, we actually have these works, we can lend them to you, and it'll cost you $35 or $50 or whatever. We can lend these to you. If it's in the public domain, make as many copies as you like. Sleep easily. Because he didn't know. But we go from that all the way up to you guys who have very particular, precise questions. It's always a joy for me because we get to deal. We are a special collection, and so often we deal with professionals like you, and I have to have this conversation with my bosses many times over that it's a special collection. It's like if you had a collection in the library which was the French department, you would want someone in there who spoke French, because people going there would have French questions. And so that's the way we are. So we have really good people there. Many of you, I think, know Stu Serio. He's my assistant curator now, and he's been wonderful. Our circulation has been increasing by leaps and bounds. We're sending more and more music out all the time. I handed these things out because I want you to ask me questions, but I can look through in the middle of it. That's the first page. The second page is our conditions of loan. No real surprises there. You deal with publishers all the time. It's probably very similar to what you have. The last page, I'm skipping over, page 8, has some interesting titles that we have lent that maybe you've never heard of or you've been wondering about. Page 7 talks about the radio show and our newsletter. We've got some FAQs there. Pages 3 to 5 talk about how to search the Fleisher collection. Now, I'm stopping at 5 or a quarter of 5?
Stopping at 5.
Okay. That's good. We have 21,000 titles, as I say. About 18,000, we just went over the 18,000 mark, are online. If you go on the computer, you go online, you can find about 18,000 of our titles. The question is, how do you find them? It is really, really hard. I work there, and it's hard for me. You guys, all of whom are smarter than I am, I'm sure, and do this all the time, it's really difficult. I have an email that I send out to people when they want to know how to search the collection, and I've got boilerplate language. I just spit it out and send it to them, and that's the text that's in here. But because I was getting ready for this, and you guys are so special, I thought, hey, I can do screenshots, and I can print them, and I can give them examples. Now, the screenshots come out, I think, extremely poorly. They're very fuzzy, and I can't even blame anyone else except myself. But I did figure out how to put arrows on there. Big arrows. You see the arrows? I figured out how to do that. Microsoft Word. Well, I'm a Mac guy. What do I know? I spent longer than I'm embarrassed to tell you how long I took to try to get these screenshots to look better than this. But anyway, you go through this. This will tell you step by step how to do this. The most important thing, if you go to the library's homepage, do not, under any circumstances, click on the word catalog. Do not click on catalog. I think I say that in there. I think I have an exclamation point in there. That'll take you somewhere where you do not want to be. It's called Aqua Browser, and they got clouds of things, and I call it the cloud of unknowing myself, those of you who are into mystical theology. But that's what I call it. It doesn't do anything. You cannot find stuff. Do it my way, okay? And that will get you there. There are many other ways to search than what I've told here, but use this as your skeleton way to search. If you're not sure, like I've got Beach Gaelic Symphony or something like that, and you click on keywords, because I got Beach is an author, Gaelic is from the title, and Symphony is from the title, or also from a subject line. Just hit keyword. It's kind of a quick and dirty way to do it. If you know the composer's name, do an author search. The problem is, because of the software, the product running the library catalog, the authority records are not functional. So, if you type in Amy Beach, you will not find this work. You will not find Amy Beach. It knows Amy Beach as Mrs. H.H.A. Beach, even though there is an authority record for Amy Beach. There is an authority record for Amy Marcy Cheney Beach, but the computer is of no help there. So if you can't find it first, try a variant of it, okay? And use keyword, okay? If you get too many hits, then you can try to narrow it down. If you're at the end of your rope, call me, send me an email, call me, say help, help, and I'll try to walk you through it. This brings up the thing I really wanted to get across to you, which is kind of exciting, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Is our project, which is going to make this obsolete, that is, these screenshots obsolete, which is an e-commerce catalog / circulation / booking module system. I don't know the terms, but altogether that means you will be able to come online. Okay, I want to search the Fleisher Collection. Okay, it'll take you to another server that'll just have Fleisher Collection stuff. You will be able to search this down to the individual instrument. Meaning, you want to find a piece that has 3 French horns instead of 4. You want to find a piece that has 3 French horns, but not bass clarinet. That has 2 percussions. That is less than 10 minutes. That is by a French composer on a subject having something to do with Shakespeare. Okay? I don't know if such a piece exists, but this will be able to do that because all that information is in that catalog right now. The problem is getting it out. The instrumentation thing, in fact, we've already solved that. It's not functional yet. I mean, it's in the thing that we're creating. We already have it exploded into individual instrumentation. So for instance, if you look at the Amy Beach thing here on page 5, where you get the brief record, you do see an instrumentation line under the word performer. But you see the instrumentation, and it's spelled out in the text. That is for those of you keeping score at home, that is a 511 field in the MARC record. But we've taken those and we've exploded that into individual things. So we already have that part figured out.